Hello and welcome to the Acting Coach Network podcast. I'm your host, Savannah Madden, acting coach, theatre school owner and business mentor for coaches who are ready to scale without the stress. Each week I'll be sharing practical strategies, mindset shifts and behind the scenes insights to help you grow your business with confidence, clarity and fulfillment, all without the burnout. Whether you're a solo coach or leading a growing team, this is your space to feel inspired, supported, and ready to take action on what really matters. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. Today, we're getting stuck into something I know so many of you struggle with, attracting your most ideal students and building a business that feels aligned, profitable, and sustainable. Whether you're just starting out or you've been running your business for years, getting really clear on your niche and target audience is an absolute game changer. So let's get into it. I'm going to start by talking about my journey and some early mistakes. So when I first started my theatre school nearly 6 years ago, I had no real strategy for attracting students. I was just posting on social media, random positive quotes, general benefits of my classes, a few pictures of students here and there, no clear plan. And to be honest, I was still recovering from a pretty tough chapter in my life. I'd just moved back to England, started over and was pouring everything I had into this new business. I was working 7 days a week, totally burnt out, and yet still felt like I wasn't making an impact that I wanted to. I had a logo and some loose branding that I had made myself in Canva, but I wasn't truly using social media effectively. And as a result, I wasn't getting any new students from social media at all. Instead, all my early clients came from word of mouth, and while referrals are fantastic and I still use them in my business today, I quickly realised that if I wanted to grow in a sustainable way, I needed to be more intentional about my marketing. That meant getting crystal clear on who I was trying to attract and how I was communicating with them. So I needed to understand my ideal client. A huge shift happened when I realised that for those of us working with children, our students aren't actually our target audience, their parents are. The parents are the ones making the financial decisions and enrolling children into classes. So while our content needs to be engaging and inspiring for students, it also has to speak directly to parents, addressing their concerns, their desires, pain points, and what they're looking for in the performing arts sessions. So ask yourself these questions. Who do I truly want to work with? What age group or type of student do I specialise in? What are the main concerns and goals, the parents who are enrolling the kids, and how can I communicate my value to them? So I want you just to have a little think about those 4 points I've just made and maybe jot some ideas down so that you can just feel really, really clear about what it is that you're trying to achieve. And now we're just going to talk about the power of niching down. So I'll let you in on another big mistake that I made early on, and that was trying to offer everything to everyone. I was teaching one-to-one Lambda lessons, lunchtime clubs, after-school clubs, general singing lessons that didn't offer an exam at the end of it, and I was freelancing for other companies, and I was spreading myself way too thin. And while I was capable of delivering all those services, my messaging was completely scattered and people didn't know what I was truly about, and that made it harder for them to see the unique value that I could offer. And when I finally honed in on my core offering and made it clear what I specialised in, everything changed. Not only did I attract more of my ideal clients, but I also started charging the right prices because I was positioned as an expert in a specific area. And that's not to say that you can't do other things. Of course you can. But if we have a clear niche, we can then also avoid burnout and we can set clear boundaries. So trying to be everything to everyone leads to burnout, plain and simple. It is as simple as that. And as performing arts teachers, coaches and theatre school owners, we pour so much of ourselves into our students. We want to nurture them, support them and help them grow. But if we are exhausted and overworked, we can't show up as our best selves for them. By getting really clear on what we offer and who we serve, we not only create better outcomes for our students, but also for ourselves. And I'd just like to point out too, if you're leading a team or growing a team, you need to set an example to them that being burnt out and buying into this narrative of hustling and working really hard and working lots and lots of hours is actually not going to serve them. So if you're setting the example that there is a good balance, then you're on to a winner, I say. So we build businesses that feel fulfilling and sustainable instead of overwhelming and exhausting. So then I just want you to think about how to price with confidence. So a quick note on pricing. We will go into this in more detail in a future episode, but I just want to remind you, you are worth it. I'm just going to say it one more time for the people at the back. You are worth it. So many coaches and teachers undercharge for their services, thinking that they need to compete on price. But what truly sets you apart isn't being the cheapest option, it's the value you provide. You want to slightly over-deliver in terms of your experience and service, but not to the point where you're burning yourself out for too little pay. Remember, if people see the transformation and quality of your services, they will be willing to pay the right price for it. So let's recap. I'm just going to give my final thoughts on what we have covered today. So first of all, get super clear on who your ideal client is. And remember, if you teach children, you're marketing to their parents. Secondly, niche down. Don't try to offer everything to everyone and position yourself as an expert in something specific. Thirdly, avoid burnout by setting boundaries and making sure your business is structured in a way that serves you as well as your students. And number 4 is charge your worth. You don't have to compete on price. You need to compete on value. So just have a little think about those 4 things we are recapping just there. So next week, we're going to dive even deeper into marketing your classes. So if you're ready to make business more aligned and more profitable, don't miss it. I hope today's episode gave you some clarity and confidence in your business journey. If you have any questions or want to go deeper into any of these topics, feel free to reach out because I would love to connect. Thanks so much for listening to the Acting Coach Network podcast. I hope you're leaving today feeling inspired and ready to take the next step in your coaching journey. If you've loved this episode, be sure to hit subscribe and leave a review. It really does help get the word out to more amazing coaches like you. Come join the conversation over in our free Facebook group, the Acting Coach Network, and follow me on Instagram at, you guessed it, the Acting Coach Network, for more tips behind the scenes and a peek into my day-to-day. You can also catch extra content, tutorials and video episodes over on our YouTube channel. Just search the Acting Coach Network. Until next time, keep showing up, keep growing and keep doing the work that lights you up.